Atlantic to my dear friends in the United Nations, the European Union, at GameSpot. Dear Mexican from America, you told me that I'm a borazo. I'm not. I have not slept. I have not pissed. I have not shit. I have not drank. I have not eaten today in 4 or 5 days. I have played continuously the greatest game of our era, Secret World Legends. That is why I look like this. I have found this great game in 2012-2013 and it was a Secret World Classic. You play as one of the Illuminati agents or Templar agents or Dragon agents because I was born with 6 wings and 4 legs and I stayed in the Testa Vagata since 12th of January 2013. And I found again this amazing game, which is like the flight of a dragon, you know. In the first chapter begins very nice. You gain some powers, then company. It is a great game as story is concerned. It is true, it is quite old, and if you stay 2 meters behind someone, that someone will not notice you. If you stay 3 or 2 meters in front of someone, that someone will stare at you until you regain your health. But otherwise, the game is very good. But some mistakes were made in the game. First of all, the level cap is 50, and you go like this in King's Mouth in New England, where all people are zombies, which I believe that it is a social commentary about the Americans. The Americans are like zombies. They move like this and they go to job like this and they want to bite you. A chunk of you. And so the level cap is 50. And most players with whom are in the game are already level 50. You can get to level 50 in about 1 week. In 4 days, I already reached from level 1 to level 36. And I have 5 accounts. On one account, and level 9, and level 4, and level 3, and level 9 again, and level 11, and level 36 here. And I played with all 3 factions. The story is quite nice because the Illuminati have their secret base in New York, in the tunnels, in the sewers. The Templars have a big Christian building, the Templar building in the fucking London. So Europeans are Templars, are driven by Templars. The Illuminati are driven by the Americans are driven by the Illuminati of Bavaria, which were founded in Bavaria, while the Templars who lead the Europeans were founded at the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem, in Israel. And the Phoenicians, which drive the Jews, were from Sicily, actually. They are Italian. And the Orochi group was founded in Romania, and so on and so forth. Yes. And the Agartha has, which is the inner world, has a few entries. And you know, the graphics are quite good. You can zoom in, and this is the first big mistake that the authors of this great game has made. Instead of making a first person view in which you will see the zombies taking big chunks and you, and spiders throwing things, and undead vampires biting you, and ghosts coming to haunt you. They chose to make a 3-person view, which is, you know, a little bit more detached. You see your face from the back. But if you move the Egypt, we go to the Mayans. Because the game also has PvP areas. Unfortunately, the PvP areas are a little bit deserted. It takes quite a long time at level 36 to find anyone who is between level 36 and 40, because most people are already at level 50. So only new players, but new players don't have the tenacity to resist to the game. The game is like the fall and the flight of a dragon. It is made by the dragon. So the first three chapters are very nice. You're introduced into the game. You speak with Galahad, with an vampire, with a virgin girl, with a really crazy woman living under New York, with a nice black man who is also homosexual, who leads the Templars in Europe, and with a professor who reminds me of Valentin Tirkov Alexander, who leads the Dracona civilization. Actually, the head of the dragon is a child, and the mouth of a dragon is a princess, a fucking female dragon who speaks. Yes. And each section, each of these three factions, blue, Illuminati, green, the dragons, red, the Templars, has its own lore, but once you get into Agatha, they all play in the same fucking way. And the second great mistake that the authors of the game made, it is that it takes very short time, although it is an MMO, to get to level 50. And the third great mistake is that they impose a fucking level cap of 50. Everyone is at level 50. The fourth mistake that they made is that they did not announce properly where the fucking PvP areas are. You need to travel to Seoul, New York, and Seoul is capital of Dragon, New York is the capital of Illuminati, and London is the capital of the Templars, and go into some fucking suburbs, and there you can find the fucking club, but no one is there, only some big empty crates, and which you have flares, and you can throw flares, and you can see. Actually, the game is quite disturbing, you know. So first of all, if the first chapter was, or it was wise for the creators of the game to make the first chapter in Egypt, because you know, in Egypt you confront with other humans, you kill other humans, you kill giant spiders and cultists, and you see a first undead pharaoh, Akhenaton. Yes, but unfortunately they made Egypt the fourth chapter. And in the first chapter you're thrown into the fucking America, into the fucking Solomon Islands, where everyone is a zombie. And you kill 10,000 zombies until you reach level 10, which takes a day or two, and you only see zombies coming and starting to take chumps out of you. And it is quite depressing, you know, to see only tens of thousands of zombies. And you explore a graveyard, and you seek the Illuminati in the graveyard and under the graveyard. And after the first three chapters are complete, there is a very disturbing seance in which you're back in Seoul, and you speak with a distressed woman who tells you that the dragons gave to her 3 tickets, and in each train ticket there was another dragon who waited for her, and her children were taken to some facilities, and they all were turned into madmen, and I was at the madman inclusion. There is my true story. There some people died in the madhouse in Seoul, and you see as you enter, everything is dark, and you see the ghosts, and you see the whole fucking shit rambling, like my fucking furniture is rambling at night because the fucking woman was cut from count to mouse here in my apartment. Anyway, that's so, my dear friend, there are some very disturbing things in the first 3 chapters. There is another disturbing thing where you go in the middle of the night at the beach, and you seek for a woman, but unfortunately the woman went to kill herself, went to hang herself because her husband was turned into a fucking zombie. And you go and you fight through a lot of drogs, which are sea creatures, and you go to a fucking promontory and climb, and you see the fucking woman hanging from there, and then the fucking ghosts come from her fucking body. Yes, and all happens in the middle of the fucking night. And then after that you go to Savage Coast, and you meet a fucking vampire who has cold blood, who is the fucking teacher in the fucking Innsbruck Collegium. And after that it gets nice, because you get to the Blue Coast and you meet the Yeti, and you make missions for the Yeti, for the big monkeys, and you meet some spiders, not big spiders like but small spiders who charge you. Actually, they are called big. And you meet the Indians, the Native Americans, and you speak with them. Yes. So, if they made Egypt the first chapter, Blue Mountain the second chapter, and then the third, fourth chapter, the chapters with zombies and then vampires and whatnot, it would have been a great game. Unfortunately, creators of the game chose to make the zombie chapter the first one, and the fucking hell chapter, which should have been the last chapter of the game, the second one. You go to hell, you invoke demons, you are in a room, and a former marine from Afghanistan tells you his life story and how he went to hell, and people in Afghanistan exploded Buddha statues, and a crack into hell was open there, and you go into a room called Room 13, and you input some strange symbols, and you invoke some demons to come and possess you, and some succubi whom are undead vampires appear, and there is okay, I told you enough. And there is also the matter of Illuminati symbols, which are exactly like the symbols in Romania. First the female and the male, then the death, then the rebirth, then the pyramid, then the knowledge. Yes, okay. And you meet a nice French vampire called Beaumont, who wants to take everything, but a woman fucks him and takes everything from him. And after that, you seal all the fucking stores, so no more zombies shall be, but more zombies appear because it's a fucking game also. And a lot of filthy creatures corrupted by filth with antenna made of mud come charging at you. After that, you go to Amundsen, you go to Egypt, you meet some nice people there, you start shooting cultists, and everything becomes quite nice at level 3.